It's time for us Latinos to start helping each other out. It's time for us to start celebrating each other's successes, to start looking for win-wins, right? No more competition with one another. It's collaboration, right? That's what it's all about.
There's a lot of Latinos on this call right now.
Yes, they are. They are.
Yeah.
Right there. And we actually have a really cool question for you guys today. We want to ask you, do you feel that you need a big following on Instagram to be able to acquire high-paying clients and to monetize your account? We talked to a lot of you, El Paso, Texas, welcome. We talked to a lot of Latino entrepreneurs that that feel like they need to grow their audience first before they can monetize, and they're in this kind of crazy cycle of having to post daily, having to post a lot of content, and it's very draining. And at the end of the day, they're not really acquiring new clients, they're not monetizing. So we wanted to ask you, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like you need a big following? Is that one of your major goals? What are you working on right now? Please write it in the comments. We want to hear your thoughts, and then we want to let you know what we think and what we've been doing that has been working, so that we can acquire clients even with a small following. We have less than 2,000 followers, but again, like Ray was saying, very focused following, right? Mm-hmm. We've been attracting the right people. So see, there's that glass looks a little bit like Tai Lopez. We have the better version of Tai Lopez right here.
I'm actually the better looking version of Tai Lopez, and I am bilingual. So,
and you're right. So
Boricua here. So, but there's a big myth out here, and I think a lot of people fall into that trap of, there's all these big gurus out there, probably like Tai Lopez, talking about how you need this massive following in order to start monetizing. And we thought, that's so contrary to our experience, because if you look at Latinopreneurs and you look at our brand, we don't have a large following, and yet we've been able to monetize Instagram with very little content that we've been able to produce. And I think a lot of that has to do with just our strategy. But we want to know here from you guys. Obviously, you guys are using the platform. You guys are obviously know how to use it. What's your purpose here? Like Tommy here, why are you using Instagram? What's your reason for using Instagram? Are you using it for business, or are you just using it to look at cat videos? Like, what are you
And then we have here Dark Deity, looking to grow my following with the same mentality. That's awesome. Now, you are looking to grow your following. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Like, what is your objective for growing your following? Is your objective just to stimulate and motivate the like-minded people, or are you looking to sell product or service? Can you tell us a little bit more? We'd love to know about that so we can tell you more. You're an educator. Mm-hmm. Awesome. And now that's actually really awesome here, because you as an educator, do you actually have a product or service? Following business influencers like Gary Vee, Tim Ferriss, etc. is awesome. You probably read the 4-Hour Work Week, and you're into that idea of having a lifestyle business. Is that something that? But my goal is to combine education. Let me see that account, bro. Let me show you what I mean.
Mm-hmm. They're probably going to join us on that.
They're going to join us on the other account. That's cool. Because that's something, if you're an educator, right? If you want to inspire people, educate them in whatever field, then a course, like an actual online course, is the best way to touch a lot more people and impact more lives, right? So if your idea is to do so, to make an impact, then having your own course that you can actually sell and monetize is the best way, because you're not only touching people's lives, transforming their experience, but you're also monetizing and are able to live off of your craft. Redefine. So I'm assuming.
Yeah, Dark Deity is now
Fit Educators. Yeah, awesome. This is Dark. Oh, right on, bro. I want to shake up the system, redefine how teachers see themselves. That's amazing. My wife is a teacher. Then nobody has bought any advice. Okay, so that that's Tommy. Tommy, any advice? The entire thing of complaining about the profession makes no sense. The entire thing of complaining about the profession makes no sense. Totally. So awesome. Your vision sounds amazing, and I think more people need to hear about you, need to be able to connect with more people, and that's exactly what we want to talk about in this in this cafecito, again, even though we're not actually drinking cafecito today, but it's just that in order to make an impact, your focus needs to shift from trying to just grow an audience at first and just focus on attracting the right audience, right? You got to be really focused on who it is that you want to target first, who it is that you want to influence first, impact first, and your communication needs to be lined up so that you're attracting the right ones, so that you don't have to wait until you have thousands and thousands of people before your course can start selling. Right? So Tommy said, he has a course, but he hasn't been able to sell it. Well, are you focusing right now on just creating content and trying to just grow your audience, or are you trying to sell your system on Instagram? And let us know that.
Because absolutely. And I think there's a lot of stuff in there that we have here. I mean, we have some great as far as
let's look into that.
Different things here, complaining about the profession in no sense. So I'm curious though, like so any business pretty much 101, right, is all about solving problems, right? So fit educators, what's the problem that you're actually solving? Like, what is it that you do that's going to be different for teachers? That's going to solve the issue. Same thing with Tommy Cans. Like, what's the issue of your, that you're solving, that you're pricing your course at? You're saying nobody cares, and maybe it's because no one really knows that you're really solving that issue. It sounds like there's like a marketing, kind of misstep there, where it's like a misconnection on like, okay, the person that you're putting this course in front of, they're not clear on what exactly it is that you're solving. And
what is the transformation that you're actually selling, right? I think that's a big focus. And there's a couple things here to talk about, actually. One of them is, are you trying to sell your course on Instagram, right? Because you don't want to sell on Instagram, which kind of sounds a little weird right now, but it's not about selling on this platform. This platform is about attracting, by knowing exactly what's the problem that you're fixing, what is the transformation that you're creating for your audience or your potential clients, right? And the other one is, you want to earn trust with them. And you earn trust by adding value, by connecting, by showing that you understand exactly what they're going through. And again, what transfers you want to make, build for them, or you're going to create for them. And you only pre-sell on Instagram. And by pre-selling, I mean, you only invite them to click the link in your bio so that they can download some value from you, so you can give them information so they can get to know you. If they don't know you, they don't trust you, which means they don't buy your product, right? So that's one thing, Tommy. The other thing is, you're selling your product for $47. I don't know how deep your product is. I don't know how much information is in your product. One thing to be really careful of is, don't lowball your product, right? The real value of your product, because a lot of the times that's what's not attracting the right people. So it just depends what your strategy is. But sometimes you want to make sure that you're attracting the people that are committed to actually go through your product. A lot of the times, if you give me a product that's only $10, $40 or whatever, then I'm not fully committed. I'll just buy it because I want to have it, and I never actually go through. Therefore, I never go through that transformation that you're trying to create for me. So you got to make sure your product is priced at the right place. That is gonna make sure that it weaves out all the people that are not really interested, and it brings in those that really want to learn or experience that transformation to try to create for them.
Right. And another thing too, touching back on like the whole post of like the Gary V and all of that, was like, one of the things that Gary did successfully, which he continues to preach about, right, is that he never really sold, even when he was doing wine TV, right? He was really just talking about his opinion on the different wines that he was tasting, and then therefore he would just pump out content. So as he continued to just express his thoughts on the wine, the people that were watching his show looked at him as a thought leader in that subject.
Right.
So then they wanted to then think about, maybe there's that recommendation that Gary did make, and so then they would then go and get the bottle of wine that he was suggesting. He was never saying, buy this, necessarily. It was always about his experience, is what he thought about things like that. And that's what people are looking for on Instagram. They want to get kind of an inside look. It's like how you guys are getting an inside look into Latinopreneurs. How do we work? How do we vibe? What's our philosophy? What do we think about this kind of stuff? You're kind of peeking through a window and seeing exactly what our values are. And like what Jai's saying, then it establishes more trust to say, hey, these guys like, they're aligned with what I'm aligned with. And therefore now that's the first step in doing business, is that, people want to do business with people that they like, they know, and they trust. And this is a wonderful platform to do that. And the people that lead with sales tend to kind of lose out, unless they have a massive following, where then there's that small percentage of people that do take action. But when you're looking at it on a smaller scale of accounts, I think when you lead with that, it really kind of shoots you in the foot, right?
Right, absolutely. I mean, and this is mainly aimed at all of you out there that have small Instagram accounts that really want to start positioning yourself as a thought leader, that really want to start selling your product or service. That's what this strategy is for. If you already have 1 million followers, then it's a completely different game, right? But the problem is that a lot of you that are starting up are looking at these people with millions of followers and are trying to follow what they're doing, but they're at a completely different place, right? They already established a brand. They already have they build a name for themselves, and so on and so forth. So you can't be aiming at trying to work with brands right away or trying to monetize that way. This is more of, I have a product or service. I want to make a difference. I want to impact other people's lives. I want to create a transformation for them. And how do I sell my product or service while I only have 500 followers or 300 followers, 200 followers? Well, then to those of you, I tell you, don't worry about growing your following. That's going to happen organically. Worry about creating content that's going to attract the right people, the ones that are already looking for your product or service, right? And then earn trust, like Ray was saying. So if you know the people that you're trying to, your potential clients, if you know what problems they have and what transformation you want to create for them, then your content needs to be aligned with that, so that whenever they hear your message, they're aligned with it, and therefore they listen. And as they start listening and you continue to add value to their experience, then they're going to earn trust with you. And whenever you say, hey, click the link in the bio, check out this product, check out this service, we'd love for you to push into the link, your conversion rate will be a lot higher, because people now trust you. They understand what you stand for and what you're trying to do, right?
Absolutely. And there's a lot of people that are joining us. If you guys are joining us now in this Latinopreneurs Cafecito episode, the question that we're posing on to people and creating a lot of engagement here is, do you feel like you need a large following on Instagram in order to monetize it, right? What are your thoughts on it? What's your experience like? We're vibing on that with people on this channel right now. With that being said, and I think an example of that, Jai, you talk about, providing the value, right?
Right.
Instagram is very much about that attraction, right? And obviously, you want your posts and your pictures to look a certain way, a certain aesthetic. People just kind of want that. That's out of the way design-wise. That's obviously another subject that we can talk about. But then what is it that you're providing in the post that speaks value to the person that's interested, in what it is that you're doing? And that's one of the ways that you can continue to share value. And a lot of it is like, how can you have to be able to understand the person that you're trying to target, attract, and convert. You almost have to understand their pains and frustrations better than they know how to express it themselves.
Right.
Right? Almost like, oh my God, that's exactly how I feel, right?
Right, and that's a great way to build trust quickly. Because think about it: if you're, let's put an example of, let's just say I want to grow an audience on Instagram, right? Mm-hmm. That's my problem. I can't grow an audience on Instagram. So I'm not. If your content, your communication speaks directly to how I'm feeling, not necessarily about the fact that I want more audience, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm frustrated. I might be feeling like, my brand is not growing. I might have to go back to my job, a job that I don't like. I might feel like my dream's slipping away. Like, you got to understand my day-to-day frustration and struggle, right? Once you understand what I'm going through because of that issue, that problem that I'm having, we call it that nightmare, the nightmare that I'm going through, then you can speak directly to that. And the moment I hear that, the moment I identify with that nightmare that you're talking about, I'm automatically going to listen to you. And if you can describe my problem better than I can myself, like Ray was saying, then that means you have a solution for me.
Right.
And I automatically connect that. Like, oh my God, you understand what I'm going through? That means you either went through it, or you have studied it, or you know how I can get rid of this problem. Right? So you need to connect with that nightmare that they're going through, and speak to it, and you'll be able to really get people's attention. And only the ones that connect with that message are the ones that are gonna stick around, which are the ones you want.
Right.
Anyone else you don't care about.
Right.
You don't want to grow your audience with a bunch of people that don't care about your product or service, because you ultimately want to impact people. You want to sell your product or service because you believe your product or service is going to solve someone's problem, right? So if that is your main goal, then you don't want people that don't care about your product or service. You want to only attract those that are going to connect with that product or service that you're offering.
Right, and a great way that, here at Entrepreneurs, we talk a lot about attracting your dream clients. And that really takes a little bit of effort and thought for you to really think about exactly who is the perfect person that you ideally want to serve, right? Because in every group, there's multiple people, multiple type of clients, different stages. But if you were to close your eyes and say, I would love to work with 100 of these type of clients, right? And you get laser focused, and then you start asking yourself questions. Well, what is this particular person? Give that person a name. Say, his name is Jose or Tommy, right? What is Tommy going through on a day-to-day basis that's different from, say, Miguel, right? They're totally different types of clients. You have to zero in on who it is that you want. And with marketing and the targeting that we have available, you could zero in on that and really start to gather the right kind of clients to you, as long as you do that work. And I think a lot of these gurus kind of sell this like shortcut thing and like this spray marketing, get exposure, but it's like not everybody's in the same category.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
You got to really identify who you want to work with. That's key. Create your avatar. And a lot of times, like, your avatar is basically grabbing one person that encompasses all the traits of the person or the people that you really want to work with, your dream clients, right? And once you have that, then all your content needs to be aligned with that. It needs to speak to that avatar that you created, right? Now, Tommy has a couple cool questions here. One of them says, he lost his North Star, what to post. There's three types of content that I think you need to be focusing on. Three types of communication. You're either inspiring, educating, or you're relating to their problem, to their frustrations, to their pains. Right? Those are the three things. So you have to identify what your dream clients are going through on a day-to-day basis because of that problem they haven't resolved, right? And speak to that, relate to that, or you got to educate them on a particular symptom of the problem. Like, you literally need to solve that problem for them, the way we are doing right now, right? This is an educational Instagram Live. We're actually solving and giving you information that you can put into place right away and start executing on. And the other one is inspiring, because we all need to be inspired to keep taking action. A lot of the problems that we're having right now is that a lot of us are, like you said, you lost your North Star, so therefore you sort of freeze and you no longer you no longer take action. And that's a big obstacle that you need to overcome. So all your audience needs that inspiration, right? So that's the type of content that the three types of content that I recommend you focus on.
And Tommy, do you actually have any clients right now? It sounds like, do you have results that you have provided for other clients? Is that something that you have? Then we have True Educator. She's agreeing with that. So guys, if you're joining us, again, the question of the day is, do you think you need a large following on Instagram in order to monetize it, start attracting high-paying clients, or be able to sell your product or service? Drop your comment here. We're vibing on that.
Definitely. Please let us know your thoughts. And then Tommy, also you said where to post. Once you have this down, once you identify who that avatar is, once you understand what their problem is, once you understand there's three types of content, all this stuff, then is the same format for every single platform, for that matter, but on Instagram, on everything. Do that on live, do that on your regular posts, that the actual your communication under the post is what's valuable, right? So you want to put information there, and Instagram actually loves those that utilize most of the platform. So try to use everything: single posts, multiple posts, single image, multiple image, story, IGTV, but it's all the same narrative. All your content has the same narrative, it's speaking to the same people. So once you have that down, then just start, utilizing the full platform.
Absolutely. And then one of the cool things about that approach as well is that you start to see what kind of content resonates the most. And then that's where I feel like, you can, and this is a little bit more of an advanced tactic, but then you can start to take those same, let's say it's a story post that's doing really, really well, that's got some engagement. You could take that same story post and now make it into an Instagram story ad, and then have that running. We were laughing about this today where we had this 2.5, 3 hour mastermind session. And while we're talking, we're getting leads coming in from our ads that are on. We're getting notifications of people that are opting in to get our free reports and our webinars and things like that. And so that's like a leverage that we have where we're able to kind of work on the business while the business is still running, where we don't have to necessarily be tied to a computer because we're trying to figure that out, because we actually did all of that work that we're talking about, where we figured out, okay, who these people are, who do we want to attract. Once we started kind of doing all that manual labor, then we start offsetting that into advertising so that it kind of starts freeing us our time to do stuff like this.
So we can create more. Yeah, and it's really important that your narrative, it's the same across platforms, from your ads to your regular posts to everything. The same narrative, you're speaking to the same people, you're attracting the same people, right? Your dream clients. And you should only focus on dream clients. I've talked to a lot of you who get a little worried and they're like, wait a minute, I want to attract everybody, but it doesn't work that way. You can't attract just everybody, because not everybody is going to vibe with you. Not everybody wants the product or service you have. Not everybody even likes your style of teaching, right? So your competition, everybody has their unique angle in terms of even their charisma, who they are, their energy. So you can't attract everybody and try to sell everybody. You need to just identify who your dream clients are, who you want to work with. That's so important. And then just market to them. All your content needs to go to them. And that connects to one other thing that's really important, is that, guys, it's not about just doing something that's going to make money. And we talk about this often because it's so true it's in our story. It's so true of why we created Latinopreneurs, that it has to be about your passion. It has to be about what you love to do, because it's not as easy as it sounds. Like a lot of gurus are positioning it as just follow these 3 steps and you're going to start making money online. And it's like any other business. It takes time, it takes dedication, it takes work. And I'm sure you guys all know this. So if you don't love what you do, then you're not going to be able to sustain the challenges, the obstacles. It's just going to take you down, and eventually you're going to give up. And a lot of you that we talk to, they're already on the 3rd idea, because the first one, you thought it was going to be fast, and then 30 days went by and didn't work out, so you moved to the next one. The next one didn't work out, so you move on to the next one, because there's no passion fueling your business. So start from there. Who do you want to work with and why? What difference do you want to make? What transformation do you want to create? And then work backwards from there, right?
Right, absolutely, because that's the whole thing about this modern age right now with all of the tools that we have, is that literally if you take the time to zero in and really discover what your passion is, and hey, if you want some inspiration on that, check out our 14-day self-discovery challenge, where we walk you through every day with a video to help you kind of harness and really get a better understanding of what it is that you could possibly provide. Now, hopefully you can take that passion and it's attached to something that is attached to a problem that you're solving in the marketplace, right? People pay to have their problems solved, right? I have this problem, I have a plumbing problem, I pick up the phone, I call the plumber, he comes and fixes it, and so that's the same thing with all of business. You're solving problems, so hopefully you're able to figure that out. But now you can really monetize on that, but you have to zero in on who it is that you're looking for, because that's the way you stand out from this crowded opportunity and this crowded noise. Now that you have these books like Crush It and the Tim Ferriss books and all of that, where there's a flood of people that are coming into the market, thinking, oh, let's just do this 3-step process, that sort of stuff, and they're kind of flooding the market, and it's causing more noise. So how do you cut through that? You have to cut through that by saying, oh my God, that person understands me.
Right.
He understands who I am, what I'm going through. Does that make sense, guys? So, guys, let us know in the comments if you guys are feeling this. I think we're getting some really good feedback
absolutely.
here.
And another thing to add to that is authenticity, right? Like, you got to truly care about the people that you want to help and genuinely want to create a transformation for them. If you're just doing it because you want to make a quick buck, or because someone told you that, oh, that product is selling, so go and put your face in front of it and represent it, get behind it. Guys, people will figure you out, and they're eventually going to know that you're just trying to sell them a product. So there has to be something genuine in the heart of it. Like, we're doing what we're doing right here because we truly want to push the culture forward, because we really want to help create leaders, Latino leaders in our communities, because we know they're needed, right? We are on we call our company a movement. That's where it all originates. But we understand that in order to help you do that, not only do we need to inspire you, but we need to create tools that are going to help you get there, right? And that's where we can also monetize our business, and we can live off of this while we're making an impact, right? So, and that's what we want you to create as well. We want you to create a business that is making you money and is helping other people at the same time, right? So definitely, we have a bunch of options, things you can try if you just click the link in our bio, but that 14-day self-discovery challenge is pretty cool. It's a free product that we have. You just sign up for it, and every day you get a video with a challenge. And these challenges are all about creating the right habits that most successful people have in common. And I'll tell you why, because a lot of the times we have all these goals, and the reason why we don't accomplish them is because our habits are not aligned with the goals that we're trying to get, right? So if you're still waking up at noon, if you're still watching 6 hours of TV a day,
right,
you're never going to be able to accomplish your goals. So you need to really get a hold of those, really build those habits, and it takes time. So we sort of we created this challenge, sort of force you to acquire those habits. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff in those 14 days that we are going to push you to do, but the goal is that at the end of those 14 days, you have a plan, you're practicing new habits, and now you're in motion so that you can keep moving forward and make this happen.
Absolutely. And for those of you that are interested in learning just kind of like a high level overview of just how this whole online marketing thing works, we put a lot of thought and energy into a free workbook that we put together. Again, you could find that in our bio page there, where we literally walk you through all of the different steps that you need as far as like all the moving parts, right? So you can kind of get a 30,000 foot overview of what's needed when it comes to, once you discover what your passion is. Maybe you're like, fine educators here who already, we get the sense that you already know what you want to do. You already have that burning passion. You want to help with educators. Okay, great. That's amazing. So now what's the next step? What do you do? What are the tools that you need? What does the system look like in order for you to take what you have in here that's already fired up on you and actually then turn that into the foundation of a business? That workbook's available. It's totally free.
It's all in the link in the bio. Because guys, once you have your content right on social, like let's say on Instagram in this case, then that link, just how we're saying, click the link in the bio, download these things. You got to have a system in place as well that once they click on that link, there's that landing page where they go to. You get to start growing your email list. You get to add value. You need to connect with them. You need to, in other words, guys, you need to earn the right to sell. You can never sell just to sell. You need to first provide value. You need to first prove that you really want to help and add value to everyone's experience before you can actually go and say, hey, go buy my, my product and all that stuff. So definitely that workbook is a 20-page workbook we put together. It took us forever to build it, but it was just definitely to give you that 30,000 foot view of the entire system, so you know all the moving pieces, so you can start thinking of your business from that perspective, right? So all the different things you need to put in place. And something you'll never hear from us is, go buy our product and you're going to become rich in 15 days, right? Like, that's not, because we know that's not true. We're working really hard with Latinopreneurs, and both of us have had business in the past. We've managed millions of dollars in Facebook ads and things like that, but we build Latinopreneurs because of the bigger mission of helping Latinos find their passion and convert it into a lifestyle business. So we're not telling you that you're going to do this in 30 days or you're going to become a millionaire in 30 days, but we're telling you that if you start from your passion and you work hard, that one day, 6 months, a year, year and a half, whatever it is, you're going to be able to live off of a business that allows you to have the lifestyle that you want. But I've never felt so fulfilled as I am with Latinopreneurs because it has the right values and because we truly care about helping others and making a difference. And that's the most important piece. You got to wake up in the morning pumped up, fired up to go back at it. I mean, that's us every day. We can't stop talking about the stuff that we're doing and the emails that we're getting from you. And I mean, we're super excited to be doing this.
So if you guys want to take this to the next level, in our bio, we have a link to our Facebook group. There are hundreds of empowered Latinos and Latinas in that group there. It's a great place for you to network with other Latinos that are out there that are running businesses, that are getting started. They're all in different places. It's not a place where you come and you spam, you try to just, sell your product or service that way because we're not even going to let you post if that's the case. But if you're coming in there and you want to start vibing with us and, asking questions and things like that, we're going to be doing weekly trainings in there as well. So, you have that kind of circle that you can go to and be like, oh, I want to learn some stuff from people that are like me. Then that's a place you definitely want to check out as well.
Definitely. Our private Facebook group, our mastermind, is a great place to collaborate with other Latinos, right? And that's another thing that we promote a lot is that it's time for us Latinos to start helping each other out. It's time for us to start celebrating each other's successes, to start looking for win-wins, right? No more competition with one another. It's collaboration, right? That's what it's all about because at the end of the day, hear me out on this. We have a bigger objective as Latinos, right? We want to push our culture forward. We want to make the world a better place. We want to become leaders in our communities. And if that is the case, then it's not just about me winning. It's about every one of us Latinos winning. Mm-hmm. So we have to come together and help each other out and support each other. So that's why we created this mastermind so that we can all go in there. If you need help with something, post a question, ask a question, DM some of the people there, or actually start a conversation within the actual feed so that everybody can benefit from the problems that you're having or the successes that you experience. But it's time for us to come together and make a difference collectively because above our businesses, the bigger objective is to make this place a better place so that our kids have a world that they can live in that is happy, that love exists, that it has opportunity. And that's not going to happen unless each one of us changes, unless each one of us cares about one another, right? So definitely join our community. That's a really good place for us to keep connecting and keep working together.
Well, bro, I think this was a fantastic episode. I mean, we really just kind of vibed on it and went off. Thanks to you guys who were fully engaged with us in Latinopreneurs here and helping us, push this culture forward. We hope that you guys join us. And check out some of the links in our bios and check us out next week.
Fit Educator says, is it free to join, fellas? It's almost free. No, I'm just kidding. It's definitely free.
nine payments of $19.95. You too can get.
Right. No. We're not going to charge for the Facebook group. It's absolutely free. Definitely. Viva Canelo Alvarez. Yes, dude. I was in Guadalajara when Canelo won the fight. So it was amazing. It was great. So yeah, definitely Viva Mexico. Independence Day just passed and Canelo won. So that was awesome. But it's definitely free, guys. The Facebook group is free.
So before we sign off, should we take any other questions before we guys do this?
Do you guys take payments in Scantras? What? Wait,
what is that? What does that mean?
Tell us more about that. You're laughing there. My bad. Dang it. I feel like I'm not in the inside joke, dude.
I don't know
Damn
what
it.
that is. I don't know what that is.
Please explain, dude. We have to teach ours to tap into their power. Yes, absolutely. Because it's all mindset, right? So everything we're talking about here is about this new mindset that you must have in order to truly feel fulfilled with anything that you do, right?
And also, what's cool about it too is that now there's no excuse, really. The tools are available, the platforms are there, everything is really there for you to go out there and just grab a hold of it and actually go out there and create it for yourself. It's just a matter of you having the mindset to see it through and stick to a path. I saw a post the other day, it was it takes courage to just pick one path and eliminate the other 99.
Right.
I thought that was really powerful. It was okay, you got to have that laser focus about what it is that you're doing. And hopefully if you're passionate about it and you're on a mission, then it helps you kind of continue down the road that you need to go through.
To start, continue to take action. And remember that every time you experience failure or, what we call temporary defeats,
right.
Which comes from the book Outwitting the Devil, Napoleon Hill. If you haven't read that book, I really recommend it. But it's so true. Every time you experience temporary defeat, it only means that you're acquiring new tools, new skills. So you should be excited about those, right? And every time one comes, is like, what is the lesson here? What can I learn? Because without this failure or temporary defeat, there's no lesson, right? So be thankful for those. So, like in the beginning, we were talking to Tommy, I think it was, that was saying that, you haven't been able to sell your course. Well, it's a good thing, because now you get to figure out new ways in which you can actually connect to the right people so that you can sell your course, not just to sell it, but sell it to the right people, the ones that are actually going to implement it and get the transformation they're looking for. So that's definitely a positive. But yeah, I think this was awesome. Quick recap: provide value, attract followers, post, advise, educate, relate, be authentic, earn the right to sell.
Woo!
Yes.
You are killing it right now.
Give it up
for her. How do I
Dude,
like it?
Can we like that?
Can we like it? How do we do?
Pin comment.
Pin comment.
Look at that.
Damn.
Fit educators. We just pinned your comment. Everybody's seeing it. It's called Anti-Fragile, one of the best books ever. I haven't read it actually.
Check it out.
Thanks for that, Tommy.
Yeah,
we'll definitely. We love reading books, so we'll definitely check that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't have said it better than Fit Educators.
Nice, very nice.
That's literally the perfect summary of today's non-Cafecito with Latinopreneurs.
Right.
But guys, it's been a pleasure. We're so excited. I actually only had like 3 hours of sleep. Traveled. I had some things to get done this morning, and we were like, no, we gotta get out there. We gotta start we gotta do the Cafecito. It's Tuesday, so I'm glad we did.
Yeah,
this was
absolutely
awesome, and being together is actually a pretty cool dynamic, man.
Yeah, it's nice.
And having to.
I think you guys like it better than the split screen thing,
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, keep taking action, keep learning, and make an impact, make a difference, help others. So yeah. Carry love, do your thing.
And check us out. Check out all the links in our bio after this so that you guys can continue the conversation and we can continue providing value to each other.
And guys, Latinopreneurs, it's time to wake up, take ownership, and become the change they want to see in the world. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.
Next time, guys.